Okay, now tell me again what was I paying attention? Oh, yeah, turn it.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. You know, she's new to the area, so she really doesn't know what she's talking about. So I started quilting. I fell in love with it right about the time I graduated from high school. Somebody gave me a really lovely quilt for graduation, and it wasn't a complicated quilt. It was just squares. It wasn't anything but it was so cuddly, and I thought I want to learn to do that someday. And so when you're gonna have to forgive me because I put my stuff in these suitcases, and I was sure I would remember which one they were in. And as soon as I zipped them up, I couldn't remember which ones. So this may be kind of a little disjointed here. But anyway, somewhere in here is the first quilt that I really, really wanted to make. It was one that I had gotten from my grandmother. I was a young married idiot, and I washed it to death. And I would hang it on the line because it smelled so good and it just looked so good. And then it kind of fell apart. And so then my goal was to learn how to make a replica. And somewhere in here, we'll come to it. And this is my helper, Camille, and I'm so grateful for her because I couldn't do this without her. So I guess let's start down here with these log cabins. The log cabin is one of my absolute favorite blogs. It has so many possibilities. This is one of my favorites. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so this is one that it's a curved log cabin, and it's just log cabin blocks that are made in two different sizes. And so it's simple, but it's just such a fun way, as a fun pattern. So we've got quite a few of these. Just grab another one, Camille, and we'll just toss them there and we'll fold them up when we get done. Okay, this is another one that I really like. This is a replica of an Amish log cabin that I saw, and it's one of my favorites. It's a simple, but you can see that by just the blocks, it's the way you put the blocks. And that's one of the nicest things about log cabins is you can make them big or little or different sizes, and you can do so many different things with them. Okay, the next one, this is a log cabin quilt, and I made this because I was doing a log cabin class, and I wanted them to see the possibilities. And this doesn't even look like a log cabin quilt, but it is. Can you show it? Oh, these people over here, I don't think they're getting to see. Anyway, this is just log cabin blocks. It's a little more difficult to put together because each block builds on the next block. So you have to make sure that you have some of the color. Let me see if I can show you where the block is. Let me hold it for just a second. This is the block right here. And so you have to make sure that the next block has some of this color in. Doesn't matter what color this is, but it has to have this, and this one has to have this. And then you just keep going. And so it's a little bit harder to do. The blocks are easy to make, but you have to kind of make them as you go. You can't make them ahead of time and put them together. So, and this is called, can't remember what it's called, but it's a pattern you can buy online. And I think the pattern was only like $2, so it wasn't terribly expensive. We'll just put them in a pile down there, and then we'll Okay, and so the next log cabin is the blue one right there. Yeah, that one. This is a log cabin with a snail's trail block. And I saw this and I loved it. I bought the pattern, and those darn snail trails blocks just nearly made me pull my hair out. It was terrible. I could not get those to be square. Okay, turn it so that these other people can, yeah. We're kind of,
Center for the camera.
oh yeah, the camera one. I forgot about the camera, so. All right, just pull it tight. So the snail's trail blocks were the hardest part of this quilt. The rest of it wasn't a big deal at all. So, but I gave it to my daughter. She came and I let her pick, and she picked this one, and it was really hard, but I gave it to her. Okay. Yeah. Okay. If you have any questions as we go along here, we can stop for a second. Is there one more in there? There is that one with the stars. Yeah, that one. Okay, and this is a log cabin. It's a log cabin with stars. And so you kind of lose track of the log cabin blocks because of the stars, but it is a log cabin quilt. So if there's any questions,
It's so big.
I know, because I make them big so that they fit the beds. Anyway, okay. When I was first learning, I bought a book about quilting. It was at the old, I don't know how many of you have been here as long as I have, but it was downtown at Knits and Pieces. Does anybody remember? That building isn't even there now. But I bought this book, and the lady that wrote the book said all you had to do to make log cabins was cut your strips, and you just sew them in a row, and then you just cut. And well, I made them that way, and they were okay, but that really isn't a good way to do it. It's much better to cut the pieces and square things up, and so I've learned a lot since I started. And if any of you are beginners and you become overwhelmed with all these beautiful quilts and things, and you're like, I can never do that, but you can. It's just like anything else. Everybody was a beginner at some point, and you just learn as you go. It's like learning to play the piano or anything. It takes practice. The more you do, the better you'll get at it. Join your local quilt guilds or quilt clubs, or even get a group of friends that know how to quilt and have them help you. And grab the next one. We got to keep going, girls. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. Yeah. Now this little quilt is a pattern called Gentleman's Quarters. And I have the pattern here. It was a free pattern online. And so if any of you want the pattern, the library will copy it for you. And I have 4 samples of this pattern, and they're all different. So, okay, just grab the next one. They should all be right there together. That one's not it. No.
That's not it.
That's not it. Sorry. Yeah, the one, no. Sorry. Yeah, those are them right there. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, as I'm putting them in these suitcases. Thank heaven for suitcases that have wheels. Okay, this is the same pattern. It's called Gentleman's Quarters, and it's the same pattern. And the wonderful thing about this pattern is it's so versatile and it's very easy to make. The only difference is you're making it on point. So that's the hardest part. And sorry, I didn't turn my phone on. I turn it off and then I forget to turn it on. And so that gets me in trouble. So then somebody's trying to call me and they can't get me. Anyway, there's two more right in that same suitcase, Camille. Let's see. No. There you go. Now this is the original pattern. This is what the original pattern looks like. And it's just the squares. The nice thing about this particular pattern is it's a great way to use up your scraps. And so if you want a copy of the pattern, just tell me when we're done and I'd be happy to get you. The library said they would copy it for you. It was a free pattern, so it was, yeah, I think that's good now. Okay, there's one more. And the advantage to that type of quilt is it's very versatile. It's kind of non-generic as far as, or non-gender. Doesn't matter whether you give it to a boy or a girl. Nope, not that one.
We found the one.
Okay. Oh, the other one's right here, you guys. That last one's right there.
We found the one you were looking for.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Okay. So this is the same pattern. And one of the neat things about this particular pattern is I had this beautiful floral fabric and I couldn't figure out what to do with it. And I found the matching piece and it made a lovely quilt. And I like the way this border is. It finishes it off and okay, good enough. So now I don't think it matters. Just go. Yeah, like I said, I tried to organize these, and as soon as I closed the suitcases, I couldn't remember. That's the replica that I was talking about.
You want to show the first one?
We could, if you want to.
Well, we got this one.
Okay, so this is the one that was made as a copy of my grandmother's quilt that I got after she passed away. It was in her stuff, and it's all hand quilted. And the fabrics that are in it are literally duplicates of the fabrics that she had in hers. The border, everything is the same as, and for years I wanted to make this quilt and I didn't know how to do it. So I finally figured it out. I mean, I finally got enough experience.
Did she have that Dresden plate?
Yes.
Okay, we didn't make that up.
No, in fact, I've got the old quilt here. They'll show you it in a second. And it's pretty haggard because
Okay, got it.
when you do your quilts and you give them to your kids and your grandkids and whatever, remind them not to wash them to death. Because like I said, I washed mine and it's, in fact, my kid said, Mom, why are you keeping that old rag? I'm like, so you can see that my grandmother had the same type of border on it. And my grandmother lived in Nebraska. And so I only met her right after we were married. We stopped there and visited with her. And that was the only time I ever saw her. But so, but you can see even the black, I wouldn't have put black in it, but she put black in it. So that's why, anyway, so that's just kind of a fun little story. So just grab another one and let them go, because we'll be here all day. That's okay. The ones that they're showing these are my hand quilted quilts. I don't hand quilt much anymore because I long arm, and obviously it's quicker and easier and whatever. So, but this is a little baby blanket that someday I'll give it to somebody. And it's, but like I said, it's all hand quilted. Are there any people in this group that are literally either non-quilters or just beginners? Is there anybody that's just a beginner? Well, you're sitting next to somebody that can teach you anything you'll ever want to know. Yes, yes. This is another quilt that I made, that I kind of made it in honor of my other grandmother, my maternal grandmother. The blocks are grandmother's choice, and this is all hand quilted. So this is, uh, this is before I bought my long arm. Anyway, so, and I can't remember the name of the pattern. It is a pattern. Most of these are, most of the ones that I'm doing are patterns. Yeah, I have a big frame. It's in my living room, and I used to, I still have the frame. I just don't quilt it. I just don't quilt anymore. Like that. This is a bow tie quilt. Many of you will, it's an old block. It's been around forever. But the reason I brought it is because I kind of cheated. These are just 4 patches, and then I appliqued the centerpiece on. So I thought, well, I'm just going to try that and see. And so you can't really tell it until you get up close to it. But they're all, the center squares.
You're so smart.
The center squares have all been appliqued on it. So.
Oh, can we do this?
Yes, that's fine. This is my Thanksgiving. I kind of put this out at Thanksgiving time. This is a Missouri Star pattern. You can buy it from them. And I really liked it.
They actually have the templates for free.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and these are all Dresden pieces. I love the Dresden blocks and stuff, and this really spoke to me. So, but it is a pattern that you can buy on Missouri Star. And nowadays you can buy them and just download them, so you don't have to even wait for them to come in the mail. So you don't even have time to lose interest before it gets there. This is also a quilt that I learned from Missouri Star. It is called the Disappearing Hourglass, and I made this thinking I was going to give it to someone, and when I got it all done, I couldn't give it to them. I couldn't part with it because I really liked it. So this is one where you just use the 10-inch squares of a light and a dark, and you sew all the way around them and cut them up. And so anyway, it makes a wonderful pattern. Here again, this is on Missouri Star, and she has a tutorial on it, and it might even be a free pattern. I don't know. It was in her book. Their book is called the Blog Book, and it's in one of the very first ones they did. This is one that some of my friends and I bought a pattern, and we bought the fabric and the whole bit. And I was afraid to cut the other fabric up because I wanted to try this first. So I made this one. I've never made the other one yet. But this one turned out okay. So anyway. Yeah. So everybody see it. Turn it, keep going around just a little bit more. So that's okay. Anyway, so I love the colors, and I had this fabric that I had bought. I liked it so well. Apparently, I bought it 2 or 3 times. So anyway, have any of you ever done that? Or bought a pattern more than once because you thought? I don't know. I honestly, I can't tell you what it's called. Audrey, do you know what that pattern's called? Yeah. And this is my winter snowman quilt that I put up. And I can put it up in December and go clear through January with it, so. I know. I put it up and I still didn't help at all. Yeah, the east got all of our snow, and they're still getting it too. Okay, this one that Lori's got is the blocks that I told you I got at the auction, and they were done by Doris Manson, and then she donated them to the club, and they auctioned them off. And my friend Zizi and I both wanted them really bad, but she finally gave in and let me have them. I paid dearly for them, but I loved them, and I have actually seen these. They originally were toll painting blocks, and so, but now I've seen them somewhere else online. Anyway, it was such a fun one. That was 1 year at the fair. It won People's Choice, and I had several people that wanted to buy it, but I don't know how you put a price on some of that. This is one of Kim Deal's patterns. This particular one, I took a class from Kim when she was doing this. I don't think it matters. And she was at the time doing her books and she was traveling a lot. So she took this quilt with her because her quilt was at the publisher. So she took this one and went around. I think it went to Australia or somewhere. I can't remember. So that's my traveling quilt. I didn't get to go with it, but. And this is just a fun little quilt that I saw. I saw the pattern and I loved the way the corners were done. But when I got ready to do the corners, I couldn't quite figure out how to do them. And so I put a facing on them. That was how I had to finish them. So you can turn it so these guys over here can see it. Anyway, it's just a fun little. Okay, this one, I brought the pattern that goes with this one. This is called Nine Sisters, and it was on Jordan Fabrics, and you can still go there and see the tutorial on it. And I have one pattern here if someone wants it. You can have it. I have one.
Thank you.
Okay. This is all made, is designed to be made out of 2.5-inch strips. And it looks hard, but it really isn't. The hardest part is making sure you get everything turned the right direction.
Oh, wait, I'm in the camera. It's part of the exercise.
These guys deserve a lot of credit because this is they need to go to the gym for a while. This is one that some of you guys have been talking about, quilting cruise. This was actually one that I made on a quilting cruise. If you're interested in quilting cruises, you can go to Stitch in Heaven. There's no G on it. StitchinHeaven.com and click on the cruise button, and they have cruises that go all the time. They have different teachers that are on the cruise, and each teacher, of course, teaches whatever their expertise is. The nice thing about the cruises are you can sew as much as you want, or you can sew as little as you want. So you can go down when you're at sea and sew, and then when you're when you're in land or whatever, you can do whatever else you want to do. This is one of my favorite quilts, and I had the pattern for ages. And here, I'll hold on to
So
one.
heavy.
I'll hold on. Anyway, this is a king size, so it is big. But it's such an easy pattern, but it was really fun to do. And could turn this way. Camille, turn, yeah. It's got a lot of churn dashes on it. And these big churn dashes are 24 inches. So that was a little bit of a challenge. Anyway.
Oh, it's so cute.
So it looks really fun on the bed. And I don't, when the grandkids come and stay, sometimes I pull it off the bed because it's white. It has a white background, and I don't want to have to worry about shoes on the bed and, whatever. And this one is a quilt that we exchanged blocks. We had a little friend group, and we exchanged blocks with each other. And so this was the one I made out of my blocks. And then this is a picture of us at the cabin where we went to make their, to sew and stuff. And some of these, several of the people in there, a couple of them have passed away now. So it really is a nice, kind of a memorial type quilt for me. Some of the people one nice thing about it, if you really want to learn to quilt, like I said, join your local guilds, your local clubs, whatever, but then find some friends that know how to quilt, because then they'll help you learn things that you don't know. And this is my Halloween quilt. I'm not a big Halloween fan, but I saw these cats. They're a Moda product. You can buy them. It's a panel, and you just cut them out. And the pattern itself, I can't remember if that's, I can't remember, but it is a published pattern, and you could find it if you wanted it online. But I love these sassy cats. And I also have a pattern for a Christmas quilt with these same sassy cats. So, yeah, it's fun to put it out. Okay, this is just a simple quilt that I like. I like this particular applique block. I got the block from Porter's. Used to do stuff. I think this originally was for dish towels or something. But it's sorry. Okay, and then I have to turn so that these other guys can see. And I've made several of these. They're very quick and easy to make, and I can make all the blocks and then just put them together. So if you'll notice on there, the borders, I used to work at the fair, and we would get quilts in that had, people wanted to make their quilts bigger, so they just kept adding borders, more and more and more borders. By doing it that way, with a little narrow strip and then a wider one, you can extend your border without it looking like you were just tired and made more and more borders. It gives it a little more. Okay, when I worked at the fair, we had a category for the theme, whatever the theme was. And so these are quilts that I made for the theme, whatever year it was. Every year they changed it. This one, I think the theme was eat, drink, and be happy. I can't remember what, that one's too long ago. I can't remember what that one is. Oh, that one was, yeah, I do remember what it was. It was,
Supersize Your Fun.
yeah, Supersize Your Fun. That was what that one was. And so there's a bunch of them, and they're small, so they're not too big. The one that Camille is holding, the bigger one, is pictures of my kids over the years going to the fair. And there are a couple of pictures even there with my grandkids. And I think the year that was in was share the memories or something like that. And anyway, so that was what I made for that. And you'll notice that they got smaller because there wasn't a size restriction. And so I was just making little ones because usually, by the time I got around where I was working at the fair, I had to hustle my buns and get it done ahead of time. And so this is one of the latter ones that, does it say on there? Taste the Fun. That was probably the theme that year. They were big on fun. They had fun in about every one. And then the one that Camille is holding, those are embroidery blocks. And turn it this way, Camille. So, yeah. Anyway, and if you want to look at any of these up closer, you're welcome to look at them. Anyway, and then I think they've done away with that class in the fair now. They don't have it. So this is one that a group of friends, we had our little friend group, and we bought this pattern and did these quilts. These blocks are 16-inch blocks, which for most of us was a real stretch. We had not made blocks that big, but it turned out really nice. And it is one of my favorite quilts, and I was always going to make another one, but I haven't done that yet. Are there any questions? Anybody have any? Yeah.
You had one of your mini quilts from the fair that had some really pretty feathering. Do you do that by hand, free motion?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. I'm not as good at it, partly because I don't do a lot of free motion. It's like everything else. The more you do of it, the better you get at it. But mine is time constraints. I seem to have other things that keep calling my name. This is another one that we made one time when we used to go on retreats together. And this is one that I made when we were on a retreat. If you want to learn something, the best way is to dive in head first and do it. And there are enough people around in our area that know how to do, there's somebody that knows how to do everything. So, usually if you have a question that you're wondering about, you can find somebody that knows and that will help you. This is one that I've done. We went to Texas. We went to the Houston show one year.
One more turn.
And this, is it upside down?
No.
And this was a quilt they had on display there. And I bought the pattern and made it because it really took my fancy. And this is all done, it's all applique, and then this is done with embroidery and, I made it once. I'm probably not going to ever make it again. Yeah. So.
That's good, Connie.
Is that all of them? Oh, good. Yeah, you guys did really good. Has everybody got their name on a piece of paper in the thing? Okay, because I've got a bunch of stuff here, some prizes, some books and patterns. And if anybody wants pattern, these ladies down here need paper. She'll be down there in a second. Are there any other questions? We did good.
Who did get their name on a paper?
There's a bunch over there. Camille has them, I think. She's right there. Be sure and put your name in. Make sure I can read it,
There's some right back here.
I've actually had people, when I've done this before, they write their name on it and we can't figure out what the name is. And then they have to own it, that they can't write well enough for us to read it.
Do you know the pattern name of that last one?
The ones from Texas, I have the pattern, but I don't know offhand. So, and
Anybody else?
it's an older pattern because it's been,
The classic, isn't it?
I don't know, I was in, I had a quilt that was in the Houston show, and so we went there because there was a pattern going on.
Here you go.
I will, I remember that. If I don't remember, ask me again.
Between the two of us, we'll make it somewhere.
Anyway. And it's so fun to see so much interest in quilting. You know, every now and then you'll hear somebody say, oh, quilting is a dying art, but it isn't. It isn't. We love it. And one of the nice things I love about quilting is when it's like doing a puzzle, but when you get it done, you have something to show for it. So instead of scraping the pieces back in the box and giving it away or whatever. So my poor family at some point, they're gonna have to deal with, this is not all the quilts I have here, so. Anyway, are there any other questions well, I appreciate your time.
We appreciate you.
I love the camaraderie and the friendship that goes with quilting because, you know, you share your problems with your friend if you've got a quilt that you're making and you're having trouble with it or whatever, or just being able to go with friends and shop. We don't do as much as that as we used to do because we have a lot of fabric, all of us, but we used to go and you know, you almost can't go in a quilt shop and not buy something. So I try to stay out of the quilt shops as much as I can. Yeah, I'm not much help that way, but I'll certainly encourage you to go. We have some wonderful quilt shops in the area. We don't have as many as we used to have, but we do have the craft shop in Blackfoot. We have Alan Schoenbach, that used to be All-Star in Pocatello. They have recently moved to Maple Street, which is the old sit and sleep. I haven't been there yet, but if you need somebody to fix your machine, Alan, I love Alan because he has even come to my house because my big long arm, obviously I can't load it up and take it somewhere. And he has come several times and he's come when I really needed him. So I really appreciate him. I'm trying to think, are there any other quilt shops in Pocatello?
In Pocatello, we've got Allen's and
Jones.
Jones Sewing.
And yours is so fun in show?
I know the craft shop in Blackfoot.
Okay.
And then So Fun here in Shelley. How far do you want me to go?
Well, I just know, I just want people to know that we have quilt shops in the area.
Lots are really good. Tremonton, Venus Tremaine.
Well, obviously, if you go further out, but if you can support your local people, I encourage you to do that because, you know, if you don't support them, then they're gone. And that's, you know, and the reason you don't see me is because I have a lot of fabric. And so I try to stay out of the quilt shops because it doesn't take much to get me, and, you know, I'm terrible. So, are there any other questions? Anybody okay, we've got a bunch of people that have signed up. Has everybody got their name in here? Anybody? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, there's one rule about this. If you win something and you don't want it, you can just either give it to a friend or or you just don't have to take it. And I won't be offended. One time when I was doing this, one lady got something and she's like, oh, I don't really like this. Could I trade? And I was so flabbergasted that I didn't really even know how to handle that. So now I just say, if you don't want it, you don't take it, or give it to a friend. Because the prizes they're nice, but they're not, I mean, they're not awesome. So I need somebody to come up here. I need somebody to come and draw names. Okay, here, wait, let's decide. Okay, here's what we're drawing for right here. Audrey. You look back. Yep, that's her. Okay, pass that back to Audrey. Brittany F. Okay, pass this back. Okay, we'd like to hold something else up. Okay, here's another. That's funny. Jeanette. Oh, good. This looks like this is a great way to use up your scraps. Okay, let me grab it. Chad. Pass that. Oh, that's funny. Okay. Sandra. If I toss it to you, I'm afraid I might boink somebody. Okay, here's one of them. Carol.
Right here.
Okay.
Lori?
Good job. Okay.
Kara Smith? I don't know. Let me look at it for a second. No, I don't.
Mavis.
Thank you.
Okay.
Jackie Harris?
Jackie Harris. She doesn't have much fabric, so she needs this. Thank you. This one actually was a free thing to go over there. Okay. Oh, is it, what is it? Tony?
Twainy.
Is that you? I thought that's who it was. I had to have her repeat her name to me twice here.
Alice? Uh-oh, she's sad. Sherry? Or Sherry? Sherry.
Oh, that's Sherry. Oh, good. Thank you.
Okay, this is okay. Okay.
Vicky? Gregory?
Vicky.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Lori? Pants? Pants?
Lori.
Mary? Macaulay?
Oh, Mary. This will inspire you. Okay. Janae?
Diane Hardy?
This is a good pattern for you to start on. Okay.
Annie Gardner?
That's me. I got one too.
Okay, and then I got one more. You're welcome.
Susan Plant.
Where is she? Okay, thank you everybody for coming. This is a free book, so anybody wants it,